Ladies and gentlemen, this is Season 2, Episode 3 of Losing Our Marbles, a talk for two. We've got a Tilted tournament coming up in just 2 days, so what better guest to have than the rival Tilter himself, kenONEup! It's him.
Hello, everyone.
He dressed
Hello,
up for the
hello,
occasion.
hello.
Look at this. Look at this.
Well, hell yeah. I had to, right?
Well, good to have you on here. I know you were a little disappointed that you didn't get on in Season 1. But
Just a little bit.
it was a long list, and now that I've got like production value and things are better, I feel like it's better to have you on in Season 2. So thank you for being here. I do appreciate it.
Hello, everyone. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. It's already the weekend, guys. It's the weekend.
It's already the weekend.
You
Indeed.
should be drinking
I
already.
was a little bit surprised about your 17 level scuff you talked
Yes.
about.
Well, I was
Why?
trying.
Why?
Okay,
Tell
so
us.
I was trying to do a double peel on the squares on the right side. I wanted to know if it was possible, and I
Oh.
overcorrected to the left, so the marbles stopped and two peeked ahead, and one of the marbles that peeked ahead flew across onto a drawbridge. So I had one on a drawbridge, one in a corner, and one stuck back on the squares. I was like, well, that didn't work. But I think you can double peel the right side of a square tile, but you got to be real careful with the side correction because that slows down the marbles a lot. So I don't know. I got to work on it. Always experimenting with new things.
17 now, rather than, the old tilting, it's different. So,
I would say 15 to 19 now it's like a weird in between purple and gold.
Yeah,
it's definitely
true.
harder
It's
than
true.
purple, but it's not as hard as gold. So it's a weird in between difficulty there. But it's
Definitely.
still a challenge. You can't take it for granted.
I just want to say thank you, Shens, for actually having me.
Of course.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's good having you here.
I feel what's the word? Oh, English. Wow.
Part of the elite? Is that what you're...
No, that's not what I was gonna say. I feel honored.
Okay.
That's the word I was looking for.
Fair enough. Well,
Yeah.
I try to have interesting people with interesting things to say, and you're certainly one with a lot of interesting
Oh,
things
I don't
to
have
say,
anything interesting to say. I just have weird things to say,
Interesting nonetheless.
basically.
Well, we got started off on Tilted, so why not just carry on down that road for a little bit here, since that's what the people probably expected anyway. Tilted's new. It's a new tilt.
Half a season.
Yeah. So I have encouraged Pixel to make mirror versions of all the tiles to kind of help keep variety up. So instead of it always being the same orientation, have things mirrored, which I think would be a good mix-up. But overall direction, I think what Pixel's going for is trying to make it more of like a puzzle and less of a peel of marbles through a long stretch of difficult track. What's your opinion on the current direction it's turned toward, and what direction ideally you think it should head down?
Interesting question. I haven't really thought about the puzzle variety on, going the new way, the modern way, which is puzzly, of course. It's been more puzzle now than it has been earlier. But the mirror effect, oh yeah. I think that would be even better than it is right now because it takes the exact same amount of time to get to 40 than it was earlier, I think.
About,
Actually.
yeah. It's a little faster,
Yeah.
but not much.
And it hasn't changed, but the speed tilting has changed.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the same as it was. But the mirror effect, I would think that would be a good addition, yeah.
Yeah, because
Definitely.
it's kind of the same thing as it's always been with Tilted, is you eventually get to this like comfort point where you know all the tile and tile combos, and you can just kind of go through levels. So I think with mirroring, it constantly keeps you needing a certain level of attention. So it's not like, oh, octagon's going to the left, or square's going center, right? You would have to be like,
But that's also
which one is it?
annoying.
Hold on. Like, it forces you to slow down a little bit, right?
Yeah, I know what
So-
you mean, but that's also annoying. You know, when you get to 20 and the blue disco, and you just, whoa, fuck, the squares doesn't have any more walls.
yeah.
What? What am I supposed to do?
Yeah. So
And no, 25 is it? Yeah, 25.
25. Yep.
25. And the squares has suddenly no walls, and you
Mm.
get surprised by that every time.
Yep.
I do.
I
I
verbally
tilted
remind myself every time I hit 20. I'm like, no walls next difficulty. Like it's I have to like verbally remind myself.
exactly, but for me, that I haven't tilted as much as I've done previous seasons, this season. And when I get back to tilting, I forgot yesterday. I
Yep.
totally forgot. So I lost over half marbles because of that. But I still saved the level I did. So
Mm.
yeah, it's just luck.
Just one of those minor panic attacks that we're pretty much
Yeah,
used to at this
exactly.
point.
Melinda's saying I made
Nothing
an
new in the
emote
tilted.
just to remind myself. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh,
Uh,
um.
I just wanted to say hello, Ducky, Kira, Val, Yo, Tiger Lady, and hello, Drahuska as well. Hello. Hello, guys. Hello.
The Tilter fan club out in strength today.
Hell yeah.
Good to see y'all here. All right. Well, you're drinking some beer,
Hmm.
and as many of your viewers are probably aware, but maybe not as many as my viewers are aware, that's usually accompanied in your country by a beer stick. Can we get like a
Ooh.
rundown? Like, what is this beer
Oh
stick?
yeah. The salami stick. When I introduced this to my stream though, the first time, everyone called, "Oh, that's the salami stick," but actually, it's not. It's called a bear stick where I live, but it's made by salami. It's weird,
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we have a
but
couple
it's like
things kind of in the same vein. We have like Slim Jims, and we have like country
it's the same
sausages.
thing almost.
So somewhere in there, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's almost the same thing as a Slim Jim, actually. It is.
Do you like them to be spicier and have more flavor and bite, or are they kind of supposed to just be fat to kind of soak up some alcohol?
I hate spiciness. I
Okay,
really hate spiciness. So for me, it's more of the flavor than the spicy. Yeah,
gotcha, gotcha.
but it's just delicious.
What more reason do you need? Is this?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm drinking beer and I'm having a delicious beer stick. What is the beer of choice
But
today?
Newcastle Brown Ale, actually.
Very good one. Very
It's
good one.
from England.
Yes, it's very good. I've had that myself.
I love this beer. It's actually one of my favorites. I'm taking it in a glass today because I bought them today and they haven't gotten cold yet. So I have
Ah,
an ice cube
I
actually.
saw. I was.
And uh, a funny fact: people say if you take ice cubes into beer, it will lose its flavor, but it will not actually.
I mean, it
Depends
would
on how
water
many
it
ice
down
cubes you have.
eventually, but
Well, yeah, if you
not.
put
It,
down like
yeah,
half
it
ice
can't be
cubes
that
and half
much.
beer,
It
yeah.
can't be that much.
But if
Yeah.
you just have one ice cube or two, it doesn't
Right.
remove the
Right.
flavor at all.
Just drink it. Just drink
Experience,
it
because I've
faster. That's all. Just drink it
yeah,
faster.
drink it faster, yeah. Also a problem though. Hello, Evo.
Yeah. When I was out in Colorado, there was a Bohemian beer garden near me, and they have like a
Okay.
lot of double box and um, Pilsner Urquell kind of stuff. And those are quite tasty. I definitely like the double box. I like a good stout. I like the darker stuff. Is my kind of vein for sure. So
So you like Kilkenny?
try to remember if
Never.
I've.
Okay.
I don't know if I've had those.
Guinness.
Yeah, but like
Guinness is pretty known.
more grainy. Guinness kind of has that very like I don't want to say chemically, but it's very like you know it's a very boozy taste. I guess I could describe it as. It's not as full
People
flavored
notice
and
the bear tie I
heavy.
have on.
Yeah, so I like them to have a lot of depth to them, like chocolate,
A lot of
coffee,
tastes. Yeah.
oatmeal.
A lot of kickback, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to taste something when I go for it.
Actually, Norwegians are pretty funny that way because we generally just want to get fucked up, apparently.
I mean,
It's
it's a European tradition. It got you through many hundreds of years of terrible winters. I mean, you can't deny tradition, right? you can't you
it's
can't
funny
deny
that you say
tradition.
that. Yeah, sure.
That's actually something
Uh,
that a lot of people kind of forget is like back when there wasn't, refrigeration and ventilated greenhouses and things. Like you couldn't keep certain grains longer than a month or two before they grew some horrific funguses that made you hallucinate and teeth fall out and things like that. So turning your grains into alcohol was the only way to like preserve them. So the term liquid bread was very true in that it was like finding a
Yeah.
way to make breads that were, preserved essentially by making alcohol out of them. And
Mm.
so that was how you got through, the winter. It's all these preserved
And that's
grains
it
through
for the smart
alcohol.
version of Shens today.
So,
I love when you have those smart facts in your head that you don't get to use often, but
mhm.
suddenly, oh, these facts I can use them today.
Yeah, that's what
They
we
come
try to
forward.
do in this show is kind of let the streamers shine and show them that they're more than just a face on a screen because I think a lot of people easily forget that. Actually,
Yeah,
I
that's
have a
true.
I have a question right up that alley. Actually, is what is your
Yeah.
methodology for building and maintaining your community?
You know, I know this sounds kind of weird, but I don't care. I did in the beginning. Actually, after I got affiliated, I cared a lot about building my community further. But now, right now, after 1 year of streaming, I'm just whatever. I just want to have a lot of fun and game what I like. And if people come, okay, come. I'm straightforward in everything I say. I say everything that comes into my brain. So I just, if you want to be in my chat, be in my chat. If not, fuck off. I'm like straightforward, whatever. So yeah, but building a community is fun as well because it's not about building a community. I never. Do you think about partner?
No, I'm
Exactly.
not buying. I'm selling. So someone's gonna have to come to me and give me an offer. I'm not gonna meet someone else's offer. So
I expected that answer as well. But yeah, for me, it's just to have fun, just to game what I like to game. I want to game what I like to game. That's why right now I'm not gaming that much Marbles on stream, actually. I'm gaming more Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm gaming more GTA 5, CSGO. That's
open
what I'm gaming
worlds,
right now.
those are real fun.
Yeah,
I
and when Cyberpunk comes out,
oh,
oh,
that'll be a lot of
buy
fun.
everything else. Cyberpunk
Yeah, I'm putting everything else
100%.
away for a month. Hold on, we got
Oh,
this.
at least.
That's the funny thing. Like ever since GTA 5 came out, I always end up like at least once a month in some stream I've never been in before. That's just doing like a GTA 5 RP. I just
Oh,
like I don't know anyone in the stream. I don't know anyone in the chat. But it's just like I'll load up a GTA 5 RP stream and see what people are doing. And it's always something different. Like I have yet to see the same idea twice in just going randomly to a GTA 5 RP. So those open
yeah, I've
world
seen some RPs
online
in
games,
GTA 5 actually. It's fun to see. Yeah.
yeah, it's good stuff.
I see Valindra said something in chat and it was funny. I just have to say that. Shen knows everything about everything. I'm pretty sure he's an android. And that's not the first time I've seen that actually. So elaborate,
It's the
please.
mustache.
Why
It's
does people say that
the
about you?
the antenna of the mustache. Just they just pick up the data and I just transmit it into my mouth. Doesn't even enter the brain. It's just straight through. Hold on, I have to take care of this cat.
I
What?
I hear that.
Distract chat for a moment, please.
Yo, Dark Man, Ducky, Xenowolf, what's up, guys? Uh, Ducky, to actually answer your question earlier, can you look awesome only for today? No, actually, I've dressed like this previously in my own streams. So yeah, it's just that you haven't been around, bruh.
Okay, we have returned. That wasn't even Sadie. That was the other cat. He was inside for more than 5 minutes, which is unacceptable. He only comes
No
in
worries,
to
bro.
eat and
No
to sleep.
worries. Could I ask you a question? I have a couple of
Yeah,
questions
start
about
throwing them my way. Go right ahead.
yeah, I have a couple of questions about marbles. We were talking about tilting earlier,
Yeah.
but I want to talk about your brain, what you go through. Okay, what process of thinking do you go through while building a long slash troll track?
Okay.
I want to know your process of thinking. What do you think while you're building
Um,
a long track?
I think a more accurate approach would be kind of how I write music. So I'll get musical theory ideas which is just like a certain passage, a certain way of putting chords together or melodies together. And that'll just sit there in my computer folder for a long time.
Yeah, because I've seen your stream sometimes when you build, and I'm just
Right.
I'm sitting there, I'm typing in chat. You don't even see chat, and you're just so focused. Okay, uh-huh. Okay,
So these
and you're
ideas will
talking
just
to
kind of
yourself, and it's
sit.
so funny to watch actually because you're talking to yourself
Right.
while you do the stuff,
Right.
and it's
I'm
funny.
trying to make it a
Yeah,
viewer friendly experience, but it doesn't always work out that way. But so these
yeah.
ideas will just sit in a folder. And at some point, 4 or 5 of them all share something in common that I didn't see before. And I can like put it together and it becomes a song. And like the
Mm.
track building's the same way. It's just like, that's a cool idea. That's a cool idea. Like the track I did for 22 Kill for Captain Dadbot and Final Ross Battle. They're doing a charity stream for 22 Kill. And the ending of that track doesn't belong in that track. But I wanted to put something cool for the ending for that track. So I put it in. But there's a better application for the ending I put on that track that needs a track more built into it. So now
I
it's
hear
the
a
other
cat
cat.
again.
It's the other cat this time. But
Awesome.
so it's this kind of idea, just like get these ideas that sit, and then once enough of them share something in common, I can put them together into one cohesive thought, and that's a bit of a thing. But
Yeah.
you've been
Okay.
building tracks? How do you approach it?
Um, I go in with a blank mind. Every track I'm doing, blank mind. It's like so you know how track building works in the professional level. I'm in the below intermediates. Far below intermediates because I can't do a Deslok, you. There's so many good track builders. I'm so far away. But recently I've built, tracks that's been about Mario Party and Mario Kart
Okay.
this season. And that was a lot of fun building because I build pixelated Bowser with using the blocks,
I saw you on your
obstacles.
GJC video. You were getting
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
got the
That's right.
8-bit
That's
box
right.
arts coming in. We'll take a moment
Yeah,
to distract this animal.
and I also built a Mario Kart level with banana and pixelated with using the obstacles. And that's when I figured when I was building the Mario Party track, there's too few obstacles to build a pixelated track.
It's hard to make
105.
visuals.
Yeah, I built a star and a Bowser in the Mario Party track, and I was using all of the parts. I even had to delete some of the obstacles from the Bowser to use on the star. So yeah, we should talk to them, Pixel, and just up the obstacles a little
I
bit.
mean, yes and no, because there is like even today you don't always see it, but there are usually each season a couple tracks that people make inappropriate visuals with, and you don't want to give people too much liberty. And the easiest, like there are a lot of visuals you can create. You just have to get a bit more creative with like using track pieces and try to put track pieces together in certain ways to create the same visuals. So it's kind of a good censorship model where if you want to make something visual, you just need to be a little bit more proficient and efficient to get it done. Um,
Yeah, okay, yeah,
and
yeah.
so
I understand
it
why,
would be
but
nice to have more, but at the same time, there are those drawbacks. So it's a hard line to draw, honestly. So,
yeah, like 50-50, yeah,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
true.
I guess you could kind of go in the direction that Xenos just posted about starting to track build because you started track building much more recently than I did. So you have much fresher memory of how you kind of just went for your first track. So
Actually,
what
my
was that
first
like?
track was in season 11.
So what was
That
that
was
like just
last year.
building your first track?
I don't remember
Don't remember at all.
because it was crappy as hell. That's why I'm not remembering. But my one of the best tracks I built is actually last season. I built like 4 tracks, and one was a troll track where it was like 90 plus percentage of elimination. That was a lot of fun to build.
Hmm.
Build one of those first. A lot of eliminations. but make it fun.
Right. Right.
Make it fun, but a lot of eliminations. That's the first track you should build, and then you know where to go from that.
Yeah. I think
That's where I learned
more
because
more
after
broadly.
that track,
Yeah.
what?
Keep going. Sorry.
Oh, I don't know. It's fine. After that track last season, I haven't built a same kind of track because now I know what people are looking for. They don't want high elimination tracks,
Right.
basically. But you can always make like Shen's does all the time. Every season, troll tracking. Yes, because everyone loves a troll track where everyone dies and never finishes.
It's not quite my
Right?
motivation, but it is something that does happen. I think to broaden that just a little bit um, is kind of in that same vein. You're just reducing variables. Like only focus on a couple things. Don't try to worry about what vote percent it's going to get. Don't try to worry about what elimination percent it's
No,
going to
no,
get.
no.
Like really reduce the variables you're focusing on to just build a track, and then you can start adding in different things to consider when you build a track. Like then you can start talking about average time, and then you can start talking about
Hmm.
elimination rates and stuff like that. So
But
tackle the
should you
variables
really?
one at a time for sure.
Yeah, but should you really, this should you really pay attention to the average time and what people think?
It
I
depends on what
mean,
you're going for. So,
yeah, exactly. If
um,
if you're a builder that wants to build just troll tracks, go for it.
right,
Have fun.
right. But at the
If you
same
don't care
time, you
about
need
the
to
average.
keep in mind that, the whole reason of building a track is for that shared community experience to have people run the track. And so you do need to at least consider some aspect of the streamer's
I
experience
disagree.
running the track.
I disagree, Shens, because when you have your Thursday flair, you run the tracks that's no one's liked.
Mm-hmm.
So there's probably more people than you that actually do that.
Right,
So they actually get promoted somehow.
right.
It's just a
But I
thought.
would also
So I
argue
mean,
that
like,
most of those tracks are not good.
no, that's true. That is true. But a good troll track might get forward because
Right, right,
they're thinking the same thing that you are,
right.
right?
And so that's kind of the thing is um, part of making a track is knowing it will only be run once at a time by a streamer, right? So,
Like Div Fraggle says right now, but some play any track as long as it's artful.
right, which
If it looks good,
I actually don't like most art tracks because they don't have anything interesting in the race. It's just something to look at, right? So, good for grinder track or for like a talking while playing marbles stream where they're not paying too much attention to the races and it's nice to have something good looking in the background.
yeah,
So, there are different audiences for different kinds of tracks, but I
true.
think as far as map making, yes, you shouldn't change your creative vision for the sake of people liking it or not liking it. But at the same time, you are uploading your map to a community. And I think just for the sake of getting better at the craft, it behooves you to contemplate, what your audience is, no matter how big or small, and at least take them into consideration in the build.
So, I got a cool question for you right now
All right.
because um, so how is your brain doing seeing it fight itself by changing between so many personas in different MOS modes?
And honestly, that's like a survival tactic. The real onslaught,
Okay.
to my mind, right now is the 7 day a week schedule. It's just last week and this week. I've had some novel mental experiences with motivation.
Okay.
So having
That
different characters
happens.
is actually a relief because then it doesn't feel like I'm streaming 7 days a week, right? So
So you introduce a new character last season, I believe, in
end of last
Tilted.
season.
No, yeah, end of last season, yeah.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen that person lately.
No,
Is that
she's
was that just a test, or was it that your brain didn't feel like it?
well, she only does tests, right?
Difficult question. Sorry, man.
So Dev is very much that experimental programmer field tester, game tester, developer kind of person. So she only really ever appears on stream when something needs to be developed and tested.
Okay.
So most of the time that's done off stream because I'm
I'm
very
sorry for calling them characters. Valindris corrected me. Different people. I'm sorry.
You're breaking the illusion, Ken. Come on.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm just gonna drink this and shut up.
But yeah, so most of the time the work done by dev is done off stream because I don't like having unpolished things or at least not well thought out things presented on my stream. But for something like playtesting the new Tilted build and stuff like that's very much a shared community experience. And so stuff like that is when that character comes out. So
I find it intriguing, but I feel like your brain must have to, fight it sometimes.
I mean,
You
I'm not
saying it to
perfect in my
relieve?
execution. Like, I'll slip between characters in a stream, even though I'm only one on stream. So ignorance isn't
Of
always
course.
ignorance, and Shen's
Yeah.
TV isn't always Shen's
Ignorance
TV.
comes in always. If you're testing Tilted, when you were testing Tilted, wasn't ignorance just coming in sometimes?
Sometimes,
Fuck off, this is my zone.
sometimes,
Like,
sometimes.
yeah.
So yeah,
That's what
it's not a flawless execution. I'll readily admit, but that's part of the craft is just getting better at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, thank you for answering that. Thank you.
Um, so we talked about tilting, and we also talked about advice for new map makers. I actually had a question posted for your advice for new people tilting. There's always a wave after tilt tournaments when there's like 20 new
Yeah.
people tilting. So
Oh, yeah.
after 10 a.m. tomorrow or on Monday, there's going to be some new tilters out there. And what
Probably.
is
I'm not gonna attend the tilting tournament actually because in that era I got two excuses. Number one, I'm actually reffing for a football match, which you lame ass Americans call soccer, which is fail.
I don't
but
know
okay.
why. I don't know. Why.
Number two is that, and this is directly against tilting actually, because I feel like the prices are lame.
They're a little low, but
Yeah,
it's a supply and
because in the
demand kind
beginning,
of thing.
the first two tilting tournaments this year was like 1,000 coins the first place, and now they're only 250.
Yeah.
I feel like they dropped too much.
Yeah,
But that's my opinion.
we're gonna build it back up. That's the thing. As we prove our
That's good.
success over tournaments, the prizes will go back up. So
Well,
it's just a matter
the
of
success is there always. But yeah, to your question. New tilters. Oof, that's a difficult question because I was in one stream this week with a new tilter who just came. His record was like level 8, and it was GJC. I just
he's been slacking off this season. That's why he's tilted
Yeah,
now. He's like, oh, I gotta
but-
start tilting if I'm gonna be doing some commentary on a tilt
Yeah.
tournament. It's like cramming
And he
for the
didn't
exam
know
last
How
minute.
to approach? He didn't know how to approach the octagon room,
Mhm.
and I'm just like, what? We've had like half a season of tilting right now, and you haven't even asked other tilters how to do this. So I had to actually explain to him in chat how to do it,
Mhm.
and it seems like he understood it. I wasn't around for it when he got on, but my advice to every new tilter: get into known streamers when they tilt to see how they do and ask them a question. How do you do this? How do you do this? Everyone's gonna answer your question.
Especially
right
on
away.
Sundays on Chen's TV's channel when he hosts Teaching Tilting every week.
Yeah, but
But most, if not all, top tier streamers are always willing to help out. They're very
Yeah.
generous people.
I think most. But I've seen a couple of new names this season on top 10.
Evo Games really stepping up.
Evo X Games. Holy crap. He's over me.
I'm excited to see what happens on Monday. It's gonna be crazy.
He's over me. I feel gone.
Season's not over yet, Ken. You could still pull it out.
I'm gonna finish Red Dead Redemption 2 first.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Might be actually. I've said this a couple times to different people too. Is sometimes it's good to just sit out a season, and then you're like more hungry
Exactly.
for it the
It
next
is.
season, and you really like, go on it.
Yeah.
So
But I had to tilt yesterday because, tradition. I always tilt on community days when I can't stream. Yeah, kind of had to.
any questions still related that you had on your plate?
Let's see. We got. I actually have one. I have a couple related to Marbles on Stream, but actually nothing in tilting because I know everything about tilting
We both do.
of
So
you.
why would we need to talk about it?
Exactly.
We gotta sort
So
it
I
out.
want to
It's
talk to you
nothing to talk
about
about.
exactly. I want to talk to you. I want to ask you this question: do you ever get tired of playing MOS?
Um, I don't
I
because
saw you were playing Raft, but that was because your PC went
my
crap
PC
out.
was dying and I could barely stream Raft on the lowest setting possible.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I also was
But
doing some serious SAP too, just
do you
because
want to
it's a
stream
fun game.
anything else than Marbles on Stream?
I don't really. It's the success I'm going for and the plans I have haven't even been realized yet. So
The success. Okay.
until I reach
Elaborate.
some of those goals, I don't really have an interest in stopping. So the motivation's always there. I haven't even started doing tutorial videos on YouTube for track building. Haven't even gotten to the level of tournament events each season that I want to be doing. I haven't even gotten to accomplish what I want to accomplish in marbles yet. So the motivation's still there to get there to do it. So should be
Okay.
going for a while. But it is nice taking breaks from time to time, for sure.
So you play other games offline?
A little bit, not too much. I don't have a lot of spare time, so usually if I have time to game, it's time to stream, right? So
Yeah. You stream 7 days a week, right?
7 days a week, every day.
Might be good with 1 day break.
And
I'm just saying, you're gonna burn yourself out.
that's kind of what Tuesdays have become. Is Tuesdays I can just kind of do whatever I want. So I'm not worried
Yep.
about putting on a show. I'm not worried about being top of my game, whatever I'm doing.
Well, every time you stream, I feel like, I don't stream every day because of my work. But
Mhm.
if I had the option, I would stream every day because I love streaming. It's so much fun to talk to you, with community,
Mhm.
to play games. Yeah, fuck. It's my life. It's always been since I was like 10 years old. But I feel like if you're a regular streamer, you should have at least 1 day off
Yeah,
to recuperate, just to, get back.
yeah. I don't. I was talking about this with Deadpool last week. Is like I do not recommend doing what I'm doing. It's a 0 out of 10.
Yeah,
Would not do
exactly. Yeah,
again.
I saw actually that comment. Yeah, I
It's
saw
like
that
I
one.
do not recommend this to anyone. I'm just a freak who is very adaptable and
Just the
malleable
freak. All right.
to their situations. So I can pull it off, but that's because I'm crazy.
No, you can pull it off right now,
Right.
but
And I'm
like in
sure at
six
some point
months,
I will need to trim it down and do whatever. But the growth period I'm
exactly.
in and the series that I have going right now, I'm cruising. I'm going to keep cruising until things need to change. So
Yeah, good choice. Good choice.
let's see.
Oh,
Yep. Yeah. Go.
MOS. This is an interesting question. I don't know if anyone has asked you this yet. Why do you never play mode Royale in MOS?
Because it's not good. I have wanted to crack the
Elaborate.
code on the Royale in Marbles on Stream, but it's just not good.
It's
It's
random, more
it's
random than anything else.
it's very random, very passive, and it's not interesting in
No, I mean,
succession. I'll do it once in a
no, I,
while.
I disagree. I so disagree because with your commentary,
Hmm.
it could be awesome.
And that's what I'm trying to crack the code of, but the issue is there's not enough novel content in the game. Like the most exciting moment that could happen in a Royale is like jumping just in time to dodge another marble coming in. And that doesn't happen very often.
Okay,
And more often than not, the power ups seem to decide the matches. So it's more about the power ups than it is about the actual marbles doing whatever.
very true.
So like I said, there's definitely something there, but I don't think it's worth my time investing in because I don't think there's enough content there until it gets the update. And I think Pixels,
So why don't you push this on Pixel then?
I have, and
Because
Pixels
obviously you have some influences.
Pixel's been backburning it for a while, so we'll see if
Yeah,
he
I've
comes up
seen
with
that
something in
because
next season or
there
two.
hasn't really been any update on Royale.
Right. So
Kind of sad.
we've it's come up a couple times with a couple different streamers, and we'll keep feeding ideas into Pixel's brain, and when he finally latches onto something, he's gonna hopefully go for it because he knows it
Because
needs to be
Tilted,
updated. So
yeah, Tilted right now, Tilted is not going to get updated
not majorly.
anytime soon.
Yeah, not
No,
majorly.
exactly.
He might put in a
Because
couple fixes or mirror tiles or
yeah, yeah,
something.
updates, whatever, updated track pieces, the tiles, whatever. But I feel like Royale is the next big thing to
I hope
upgrade.
so. I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too. Because boost mode, I don't think many people are playing that actually.
Boost mode, I do. I do boost mode more often than I do battle royale. That's for sure. And boost
Really?
mode,
Okay,
it's really dependent on the streamer. The streamer has to make boost mode work. The
that's true.
the viewers don't
That's
just
true.
jump on it initially. You gotta like
Oh, a side question. Arcade mode. Would
yeah.
you like to actually see the old Tilted version on arcade mode?
I don't know what I would like.
No, say yes.
No, here's what I'd like to see. This would be interesting to do. Take
Okay.
the old tilted, and there's two different directions you could go with it. One, you do the infinite level. So with the old tilted, the first 10 tiles are from the first difficulty. The next 10 tiles are
Yep.
from the next difficulty. The next 10 tiles are from the next difficulty. The next 10 tiles. So it constantly adds more tiles to it as you go through it and deletes the ones in the back off of it. And the tiles get progressively harder as it generates more and more and more. That would be a good arcade version of the old tilted, I think. But I think the old tilted is a little too long to get to the higher difficulties, and kind of in the same boat with Pixel, where the only difficulty addition is a lack of walls rather than more novel tiles. Is it's
Yeah, I
kind
agree.
of it's kind of mundane. It's not
You just remove walls. It's
right,
not puzzly at all.
right. And I'm sure
It's true.
with the old
But yeah,
tilted, you could put in better tiles toward the higher difficulties and kind of keep that same feel. But I'm interested to see how
or
this one goes.
yeah, or make if you do the old Tilted in arcade mode, just do every four tier instead.
Yeah, kind of do like an abridged version. That's kind of why I would think having like just a one run, infinitely procedurally generated level would be interesting because it would
Yeah,
solve that
exactly. It
problem.
could be
It
fun,
would
but
just be
still,
10 tiles of each difficulty in succession, kind of a thing. And
yeah.
it's just to see how far you can get. The other thing I think would be awesome to do is instead of just having one board, have two boards, no turns, just two straight boards. And when the marbles spawn in, they spawn randomly on one of the two boards. And you have to get at least one marble down both boards to the end.
Yeah,
I think that would be really
that could
fun.
be fun. We always go back to Tilted. I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. It's inevitable. That's why you're
We're two
here. That's why you're
tilters.
here 2 days
Which is
before the tournament.
yeah, exactly. That's the only reason. Oh my lord.
One of the reasons. One of the reasons.
One of the reasons. All right. Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think there are definitely ways you could convert the old Tilted into an arcade. But
Yeah, actually,
I don't think
funny
just
thing is,
sticking old Tilted into the arcade is the right answer. You'd have to do something with it.
no, but the funny thing is, when the when the new Tilted was coming to um, coming this season, Pixel came into my stream and asked me how I felt, and I asked him the question, could you expect to make the old Tilted arcade mode? Maybe, he said. So it's not a no,
Right.
it's not a yes, but
Just a
it could
matter of what
happen.
you're going to do with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that thing you had right there, a brainiac idea. Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Yeah. There's a couple ways they could go with it. Just, you know,
Yeah.
there's a limited amount of manpower over at the
But
studios. So
there's so many people who like the original Tilt. So,
yeah. I think another thing they really need to do with arcade mode is try to have less polished things, right? So I think Pixel's still a bit worried about like the image and the brand and wants to make sure everything comes out the way he wants it to come out. And I think arcade mode would be more successful if it was more that raw experimental thing. Like just put out an arcade mode for like a season, and if it's a terrible thing that no one plays and it's buggy as hell, either update it the next season or get rid of it and do the next thing, right? Like use it as a testing ground for ideas.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
even Spoo had an idea for like a marble dungeon crawl where it'd be kind of like
Oh,
an automated tilt. So you'd have just marbles into load into a level, and some progress of some kind needs to be made through the level. And if your marbles make it through, then you get to the next level or something like that. So there's all these like ideas that probably can't get started in someone's head, but if you just put something out there to see what happens, might actually grow faster and better than just sitting on an
yeah, because
idea until you've got it fully
that's how
formulated.
ideas come forward. Actually, if you get one idea, you can actually evolve it to
Right,
something else and better,
right.
maybe.
So
Yeah.
I think that's
RPG marbles. Yo, Rallies, by the way.
I think that's the biggest thing that needs to happen with arcade mode is just be more experimental, less polished with it. Like, don't worry
Yeah,
about it
true.
being perfect. Just put something in there and see what happens. Use it as
Yeah,
a testing ground. So, yeah,
I agree. I agree.
cool.
Okay, hang on a little second. My bear is empty,
Oh,
so.
that's unacceptable. We'll pause the stream right now. This is unacceptable. We gotta. We need more beer. Uh, and thank you everyone for coming out to the stream today. Lots of good contributions being put in the chat. If you have anything lengthy you'd like to contribute to the conversation that doesn't fit in a basic chat message, you can head on over to the Discord and put your
Oh,
longer
by the way,
contributions in there.
I got two beers I'm drinking today.
Oh, I'll
It's
take
this
one.
is local Norway,
Isbjorn.
actually.
Did I say that correctly?
Isbjörn,
That was
yes.
close. That was close.
Polar bear, directly translated. So,
Nice. Oh, like an ice bear, right? Isbjorn.
yeah,
Makes
ice bear,
sense.
polar bear. Yeah, that's right. This is actually based on northern Norway, but nowadays everything is in southern Norway. So
Well, if things
yeah,
continue to melt, you're gonna have a lot more stuff opening up north. So how how
yeah,
is
that's
how is the glacial loss in your country? How's that going?
in my country it's not that bad
That's good.
because
That's good.
I'm not living that north.
Right, right.
I'm like in the middle of Norway.
I
So
guess
I don't know if you've seen the Norway map before, but yeah,
I have.
yeah,
So
it's not that long. So yeah.
good dear. Let's see where to go from here. We got like 15 minutes before halfway point, so I'm figuring if we could keep it. Yeah, let's keep it stream marbles
No, let's
Subaru
just
related.
talk, bro.
I've been toying with the idea of getting merch. You have merch.
Yeah,
I
I've had
own
that for
some
a
of your merch
while,
actually.
and I've changed it out a couple of times.
What do you like? What do you recommend or advise for people that want to get some merch going?
Do it your own. Like you have the mustache going on, so you know.
What if I sold individual mustache hairs that fell out? Just like put it in a plastic bag and seal it and
Did he really ask that question right now? I don't know. I don't think people would have bought that. No.
I hope not. I hope not. Someone
I
would
hope
buy it.
not.
Exactly,
Well,
Zeno.
you know,
Someone would buy it, but I
maybe.
would hope no one would.
Well, then just would probably buy it, but you know. $20 per hair,
Oof.
Fontaine is saying.
Woof.
Wow. Yo, by the way.
But so like with your shirts, I'm assuming you're not physically making the shirts. So like, how did you go about?
No, I'm not physically making the
So how did
shirts.
you go
It's
about that?
Streamlabs. So,
So you did it through Streamlabs.
yeah, through Streamlabs. Their fabric is pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it's a nice
Tiger
shirt.
Lady can actually say something about this because she's buying everything I ever, put on the merch shop. She's crazy like that. So I bought my own as well. What I have put up there, and you have bought one of my shirts as well, so
Yes,
you know the softness of that shirt is
it's nice.
pretty good.
It's nice.
Yeah, it is. And now I got new merch up that I made like a couple of weeks ago, actually,
Hmm.
just with my own thing. I've changed my entire logo thing and just went through my own thing instead of basing everything on the one of Mushroom, you know?
Right, right, right.
So that I have my own thing more than basing it off on something that's actually, copyrighted.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right. I was gonna ask about that. So, were you a really big Mario fan, or just you like the aesthetic of?
I'm still. I, I'm, I'm, I'm just saying, look at this. Look at this guy.
Very nice,
Like, it's a bomb. It's the pipe. Uh,
nice. What is
I'm a
your
huge Mario fan still,
What's your
and I
favorite
got
Mario?
the original. I got the original Nintendo 64. I had the original Nintendo NES.
Hmm.
I had the original SNES. The only thing I haven't owned right now is the Wii U, the Nintendo Switch, and the GameCube of Nintendo.
Yeah, I have a
That's the
SNES,
only thing I haven't owned. So yeah.
and I actually have
Um,
the Lost Levels for SNES, the expansion to the
ooh,
original Mario.
nice.
Those are so fun. World 7 is by far my favorite. I love World 7. But
And I got I got a plan of buying Nintendo Switch and playing Super Mario Maker 2 on stream,
ooh.
but it's so fucking expensive.
Yeah, that's why I've
Insane.
never really been into consoles. It's just like, how much money are you investing, and how many years is it going to be relevant, kind of a
I
thing.
know, right? One console is like a CPU.
Yeah, I'd rather upgrade my computer.
Yeah, me too. I'm a PC guy myself, so
Yep.
But Nintendo is weird like that. They
Yeah.
only have consoles.
I
So,
mean, it's kind of in that monopoly genre for a successful business, right? So if you want to play their games, you have to have their hardware. So from a
true.
business perspective, it makes sense, but it is restrictive to a lot of people. So,
Exactly. That's the bad part about it. But yeah,
yep, yep,
maybe next year. We'll see.
cool.
Cool.
Anything else relevant on your end of things here?
Relevant? I'm just talking shit all day.
Nice.
What the hell? We're just sitting here talking shit.
Sounds good to
I
me.
got a I got a personal question for you though.
Ooh, let's do it.
How old do you feel?
How old do I feel?
Yeah.
I think I could be 30 forever. And I definitely don't feel old now. I feel like I'm in my 20s, honestly. I really do.
All right.
But
Okay.
yeah, I don't feel old at all. Now I feel like I'm in
Really?
the wrong time period, perhaps, but
Okay. So, what time period?
definitely like 1920 for sure.
Whoa,
Like
that far behind?
if I was born in 1900, so that I was like in my 20s in 1920, I think that would be. Now, granted, it's not the best of times, but some certain artistic
I was
cultural
thinking more
movements
like
I could get behind.
50s for you, but
No,
okay.
I would hope to be dead by the 50s. Honestly, I don't. I hope I go to World War II and
So,
die.
oh,
That'd be the game plan.
wow.
Born in
Living
1900, die in
20,
World War II at
25
the end.
years and just die? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that would be the ideal plan.
Nowadays it would be good actually because there's more shittiness nowadays than it was in 20s.
Well, it's a matter of perspective, right? So,
No, look at the statistic of suicide. I'm just saying.
right, right.
In
But it's
2017, let me give you an interesting fact right now. In
all right. I'm ready.
2017, my facts are coming right now. Hold on. In 2017, you had 120,000 people dying from war. In the same year, you had 800,000 dying from suicide.
Hmm.
Think about it.
Right. And then that also raises a question, though, is quality of life, right? So
Yeah.
if
Internet,
more people have
media,
higher quality of life, what does that mean? And then Defragler also raising the question is that
bullying.
suicide was a lot more shameful back then. So families might request the doctor not to put suicide as the cause of death and change it.
That's true.
So
That's true. But
accuracy to be considered as well. But even if, let's say, everything established is true, that suicide has drastically increased, um, that might be saying something more to societal nature. Is maybe there needs
Yeah,
to be a consistent pressure of death at a certain level, and when
yeah.
external environmental
No,
factors don't.
you're taking it too far right now, I think.
You think so? You think so?
Yeah. I'm just thinking about, the only reason we have more suicides than war victims is because of media and the internet. That's the only reason I think about.
See, I would have to
Because,
disagree with that. I would have to
yeah,
disagree with that.
bullying. Seriously.
I mean, having a higher quality of life gives you more time to contemplate about things. And you're not just trying to eke out a living every day. So you're spending more time thinking about things, which could spiral in on itself a lot more. Like if you're fighting to
True,
keep your
true, true,
farm
true.
every day of every week of every year of your life, you're not going to have time to sit around in existential quandary. You're just trying to eke
Yeah.
out your living and keep your family protected. So that might speak more to the quality of life than it does to, you know, differences in time periods. I mean, I would be very much interested to see a statistic on late imperial Rome suicides when their society was at a very high functioning efficiency.
I think that statistic is impossible to get.
Right.
But yeah,
But I would be
it
interested
would
to
be
see
interesting to see. Yeah,
because we might
true.
see that suicides were higher back then.
Valindris is actually saying in chat right now, you're wrong, Ken. I'm just like,
At
okay.
this point, we're in
I
opinions.
don't
I
care
don't think it's
really.
wrong. I don't think it's wrong because at this point, we're in opinions. You can't really prove it one way or another. But
Well, the statistic I said, I think I'm wrong, but yeah. You can't elaborate? Wow. Then she's wrong, probably.
such constructive argument being had.
Exactly, exactly.
Lovely,
Yeah,
lovely.
well, whatever. It's sad. It's still sad. It shouldn't be that way, but yeah.
Yeah, so it's hard to, and it's those are always the issues with a lot of sociology and why sociologists usually don't get a lot of credit in the scientific community is because there's so many unaccounted, non-isolated variables from culture to culture, time period to time period. It's very hard to draw
Mm.
any accurate conclusions. So that is something to be noted
Well,
for sure.
actually, I'm gonna say something to all of you. I've said it on my stream too, so I'm not afraid. I actually had a suicidal experience personally. Yeah, I have. And I'm still here though, but I still had it because at one point you get far down in your life sometimes and it just happens. But if you're able to actually overpower it, oh, you can go so far.
Hmm.
Like what I did, I overpowered that sense of actually taking a suicide, taking my own life. And I took it to that point where I was just gonna say, fuck it, I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna use my money. I'm gonna have fun while I live. That's what I'm doing. I'm streaming. I'm upgrading my computer with money I don't really have. And, I'm just having fun.
Hmm.
That's what you should do, really. If you're getting to that low point in your life, fuck everything else. Do what you love to do. No, Belindres, that's wrong. It's not self.
I mean, there's an interpretation into that way, but to only label it as selfish is very unhelpful and misleading at the very least. There is a selfish aspect to it,
Okay,
but that
let's
is
let's
not
talk
the
about more
that's not the
lighting things,
primary
please.
root of it all. Absolutely not.
No, but let's talk about more enjoying things right now. Okay, now it's a little bit dark,
Hey,
isn't
I
it?
asked
Yeah.
if there was anything you didn't want to talk about.
No, it's true. I can talk about everything. I can talk about everything. That's true. But now we talked about it, and we can talk about something else.
Sure.
Um,
Actually,
you have a good question?
it's a great time for the midstream mix-up. That's how we get out of sticky situations. We just the midstream mix-up.
I
That
love it.
works great. All right. So midstream mix-up. Here's what we're gonna do. I don't have any clips prepared because I'm a busy bee, but we're gonna mention some tilters, and we're gonna elaborate on differences in techniques and approaches that we notice with
Okay.
these tilters. I'll start off because it's an easy target.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right. I do it all the time. Let's start off with some easy target.
It's a
Dark Madden has like this twitch technique where he's constantly spamming those micro inputs as the marbles are moving through. Do you think that's a solid approach, or do you think there's something that uniquely works for Dark Madden?
Uh, Seeing he is on the top of the leaderboard, it's probably a good thing.
Probably a good thing.
I don't know what level. Every level, or just the high
Most of the
levels?
time, yeah. Anytime they're
Most
trying
of the
to,
time.
anytime they need more accuracy, essentially, they have these
Okay.
micro corrections
Well,
they always do.
yeah,
My
it's probably
debate
a good thing then.
is spread for me. That's the issue I have, because the more inputs you put into the board, the more spread you generate. So if you have a core line or group of marbles, the micro inputs probably help. But I think in like the total marble performance, I feel like it would be diminished because you're increasing spread in the marbles.
Apparently not, because
Yeah.
Dark Madden is on top. So I mean, I, you know, I like the slow approach sometimes, and you
Hmm.
do too, Shens. But sometimes you can't do it. You have to be fast.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
But in the later levels, 30 plus, 35 plus at least, you have to be micromanaging everything almost.
Right. Right.
And as far as I remember, in the old Tilted, you didn't have to micromanage everything
Right. Right.
that much. But it's not a bad thing. It's
Yeah. Not a bad
you
thing.
you just have to take your patience.
Hmm. Cool.
Yeah, have to take your time.
Any unique techniques you've noticed any tilters do in recent times?
No, because I've been very busy myself, so I can't really go around anymore that I have been. But I've seen Evo X Games. I was in his stream a couple of weeks ago, and he did one technique on the waiting room, I think it's called right now, because it's taking so slow to go through that one. And he that was the first time I saw it actually. When you
Hmm.
take that diagonal line and just go with everyone right away, instead of what I was doing, which took like, yeah,
it,
5 minutes more,
it
like
is rough.
three marbles at a time almost. Yeah, that was wow. But yeah, that technique is very good. And I saw a screenshot of Dark Madden on your Discord
Yes.
where he has a new PB on that one,
New
44.
world
Wow.
record waiting room of 43 marbles.
40 fucking 4. Okay, Dark Madden, you insane son of a bitch.
It was a lot.
Crazy. My record is 22. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think I'm at 33 or something around there.
Holy crap, I'm so far behind.
40 is
Let's
the
talk
goal
about
for sure.
something else than tilting.
40 is the goal. Absolutely. But yeah. So the other one I've been looking at is always watching 71, and this happens a lot with I think a lot of Korean tilters is that there's a tendency to go faster than they need to, but almost as like an insurance policy, right? Like so they're going to lose a lot of marbles in the process, but by committing to it, they know, those three are going to get
You're
through.
gonna save some.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's your take on that kind of approach where it's like maybe don't try to save all of them and just go for it, commit to it.
I've done that approach myself a number of times. And sometimes it works out. You get like 100%. But most of the times, you get below 50% when you do it.
Right. Right.
The smart part of this new tilting board is that you do more, a bit slower tilting. Actually, this tilting board you
You
can't
can't
do
go
it
full
fast all
speed.
the time.
You can't go full speed.
Yeah, you can't do it. You have to do it slower. And I mean, like go crazy, like 71 just said with the emote. Um, I do that a lot of times myself, and it's
Hmm.
not the approach because I'm at 37 right now on this season, and I'm rank 6 on the leaderboard, and that is self-explanatory. I should take it more slower, but yeah,
Yeah. So
it's um, it's tough to take it slow when you're when you like to take it fast sometimes.
Yeah, and I think also 71 has been going for the speed tilts, which I think Yusuf just had a kind of open house
Yeah, he
town
was
hall
going to
meeting.
do that today,
Yeah, so
wasn't he?
actually have
Pixel
he
stream.
just
I don't
sent
know
me
if he did it.
he just sent me the links to the Google Docs.
Oh, okay.
So let's see here.
The speed tilting, I have those dogs
Yeah,
actually, and like I said, I didn't tilt so much this season,
there's
so
rules, there's levels. Looks like Final Ross Battle is the only recorded uh,
Oh, really?
up
It's
to
new
level
then because I
19.
sent in mine
Yeah,
earlier this season.
so
So yeah.
cool stuff. Well, I'm sure he's updating it constantly, so we'll get on that. But yeah, more things to
Yeah,
look forward to.
probably. But it was going to have a thing on Discord's Pixel's Discord today about the speed tilting. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
that already happened at I think 1 o'clock Eastern, um,
1 o'clock Eastern AM.
PM. So three
Oh,
three
PM.
hours before this started.
Oh, okay. Then it's done.
Yeah, yeah. I think it was only like an
Okay.
hour or something like that.
I got an interesting question about marbles,
Cool.
actually, to you.
Midstream mix
The
up.
last one.
We did it.
Yeah, the last marble question. The last marble question I have, and it's a funny one. And this is actually about, playing other games on stream, but I know changing your Shanonian calendar of Marbs is tough, but will you ever change one of your scheduled days to a different game?
I don't know about a different game, but maybe different. Period. Yeah. The marbles is not the end goal by any means. So whether it's more musical stuff, whether it's more theatrical stuff, whether it's more cinematography stuff, but yeah, marbles is not the end goal by any stretch. So changes will be made at some point, depending on success in the future.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Music stream with marbles or
No, it would be a completely new thing,
cool
unrelated.
next year or this year?
It's all success dependent. So it depends on
Success.
how large of an audience I've built. It depends on
No,
how I
fuck
am
the audience. No,
financially.
I'm just kidding. um, I'm thinking like you have to do what you like to do.
Yeah.
That's why you stream
Yep.
7 days a day, 7 days a day, 7 days a week with marbles because you love the game.
Hmm.
You know? That's why you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have other loves in my life, and I'm a very big believer in timing. So doing things at the right time in the right way is very important to me. So a lot of the stuff I want to do is going to require a bigger audience, bigger support network, financial stability, things like that. So not there yet.
Don't you have a work except streaming?
Right. So I would need to get to a point where I don't need that, where I can sustain myself just streaming, so that I can devote more time to these projects.
And what is that work?
Right now, it's just lawn and garden stuff, but
Okay,
whatever works around my streaming schedule. Honestly,
makes sense. Makes sense.
yeah,
You you have your passion in streaming more than anything else, so you wanna focus your brain on streaming, and that makes sense.
hmm
I should do the same thing because I love the streaming, but I live in a fucking expensive country, so
you at least you have governmental support though financially, right? So
that's true.
that's
That's true. That's
one
true. That's true.
positive.
Oh
One
god,
positive. You at
I
least
felt
get
a little
something
bit
for
too
the money
low.
you're paying.
Oh, question.
Mm.
Marble questions aside,
Yeah.
I only got personal questions left. Talking about streaming,
Yeah.
how much have you changed during your stream time? How much did you say that from you started streaming to today? How much have you changed,
Uh,
person
the
or
biggest
in general?
change was last June, so a year and a couple months ago. I did devote to committing to full time streaming. So at that point, I think it was like 4 to 5 days a week. And then after I kind of got used to it and figured out how to navigate it, I was able to up it to 7 days a week. So it's only been this way as a conscious decision to make it a full time stream for just over a year now. Up until then, it was very much more hobby. So it's just kind of, hanging out with friends, playing games with friends, making YouTube videos. And it was just something to do to give me some creative outlet from time to time.
Are you doing everything alone?
For the
Like
most part,
YouTube
yeah.
videos, uploads,
Yep.
everything?
Occasionally, I'll reach
Everything
out if there's
alone.
something I am struggling with that I can't get done myself. So Bax helped me with one of the break videos. I've had Instant Game Insights help me with some overlay stuff. Had one or two people that have built visuals for me. But all the video editing I do myself. All the highlighting, recording, I do all that myself.
But everything, every upload you do, everything
Every
you do,
second of
recording.
YouTube video on YouTube right now is 100% me, unless someone else is actually in the video.
Good job.
So, yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. I know that for a fact myself because I do everything myself as well.
Yep.
I've upgraded my stream 3 times ever since I started streaming, and just recently I upgraded it like a lot, making it more animated because I upgraded my CPU
Right.
so I can handle it. My computer can handle
I
it.
had to do the same thing.
Yeah, but you upgraded to a i7, uh, i7 99?
Ninth generation, yeah, 9700.
Yeah, okay. I upgraded to an AMD 3900X, which is very powerful,
Mm-hmm.
and much more powerful than my GPU, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, um, but I had to do that because I wanted to do something more with my stream than just have it like,
Right.
normal.
Right.
So, yeah, it's a lot of work doing everything on your own. It is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually.
I have a YouTube myself, but I don't use it that often. I uploaded one video of my 1 year stream anniversary. That's all I've done the
Hey.
past
Yeah.
3 months on YouTube. So yeah.
But yeah. So up until I did the upgrade, my graphics card was probably better than my computer, honestly. So, but now at this
I
point,
know the feeling.
the thing I would have to update next would have to be the graphics card if I was going to go for the next level of performance. So it used to be the best part of my computer.
What kind of graphics
Now
card do
it's the
you have
first
right
thing.
now?
It's the I'm trying to run Radeon 470, I think.
Oh, you got Radeon.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, good stuff.
Interesting.
Let me see if I have a. Let's see if I can load it up here real quick. What's that?
No
Display
NVIDIA?
adapters? Radeon 470. Yep. So that's now the next thing on the list to replace, but that's not going to be for like a year or two. So, and with
Yeah.
those new
Year or
NVIDIA
two?
things coming out, like I could get a real good one for not a lot of money, which is going to be awesome. So like wait 6 months, get one of those third tier NVIDIA cards for like $200, and it'd be better than
Oh, hell yeah.
half of the other
Hell
graphics
yeah.
cards out there. I'll take it.
The 3080 right now on the market, and even now, people are in Norway. People are selling the 2080 Ti for about $300.
Right, right.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely wait for that one. Yeah.
Yep. So that's on the radar, but I'm good for right now. I
Me
haven't,
too.
knock on wood, I haven't had any crashes since the updates. So well, I had one up. I had one crash, but that was unrelated to hardware. That was something
I've
else.
had no crashes on streaming, but with my new setup, I've had crashes when I was watching a movie on my third screen
Mm-hmm.
and on 2 different streams on my other PC
Right.
monitor.
Which might be a
Everything just
driver
froze.
issue, might be your graphics
No,
card.
I've updated all my drivers.
Right.
I've asked my sister's boyfriend. He's a computer maniac. He's like the brainiac of the family in computers. So I've asked him to come tomorrow to help me
Oh,
out
nice.
if there's something wrong. So yeah,
So I know for
we'll work
me,
it out then.
I did have three monitors at one point, but I had to kind of finagle it. So I had to turn one of the HDMI's into a DVI input. So I had one DVI, one video port, and one HDMI. Just because
That's what I have right now.
when I was trying to do two HDMI's, it wasn't working for me. So it might be some weird configuration. Who
Not for me
knows?
either. I tried to HDMI, but
Yeah.
it didn't work. So I got DVI, HDMI, and the last one. DisplayPort. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So who knows? But yeah, that's it happens. All,
Oh, hell yeah.
all part of the streaming experience.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Exactly. The streaming experience. Oh, it's so much fun though.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Okay, we're talking outside stream here. What is your view of the country of America these days? What's it look like on the outside?
Oh, interesting question. Holy shit. Wow. Yeah. Fucked up. Say it easy with two fucking words. Fucked up.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
it's like for 15 years ago, I remember when I was like 16 years old that people said America, the free world, the free country, the place to live in.
Mhm.
Now, it's the exact
Yeah,
opposite.
it's the last place you want to go.
Yeah, exactly. The last place you want to go, even though I want to go there because
Right.
you guys got so many things in the US.
And they're still
But
there.
right
There's
now,
just this
no.
really ugly shadow covering it all.
Well, yeah, what do you think about your own country right now?
I honestly think it might be time for revolution. The two-party system is so up its own ass. They're never going to make any change substantial to help the constantly dying middle class. And
No.
as the wealth gap increases and as politics becomes more oligarchical, there's really going to be no solution other than full revolution. Just, you know,
Exactly.
kick
And
everyone out.
some people told me that civil war is not far away.
I don't even
And
think it would be civil war. I think it would just be revolt. I think
yeah.
you know
Yeah, maybe.
when
But it wouldn't
when
surprise me
the
if
thing
a
you have to
civil
keep in
war
mind
would.
is like 50% of our population can't afford a surprise expense over $400 because they're living paycheck to paycheck,
Very true. But a
and
civil war wouldn't surprise
90%
me.
of the people aren't much better than that. So any economic class-based revolt would be incredibly successful. And
But a civil war wouldn't surprise me.
historically speaking, any population of any size in any country throughout all of history, revolts and revolutions have always worked as long as 13% of the population was behind them. That's all you need. You hit 13%, and every social movement throughout history in every country that has had more than 13% of the population behind it has been successful.
Yep.
So I think it's a pretty easy shot. And I would
All
further
right, cool.
stipulate that to prevent future oligarchical pressures, we need to have like a salary cap for anyone applicable to political office. I think anyone who's ever received or made more than $1 million in 1 year is not
Oh,
eligible for public
yeah.
office.
That's probably not gonna work because
Right.
we
It'd
don't
be
have
it'd
that
be
in
hard to
Norway.
push through, but I think something like that would be needed because that's the
I
danger
think
is
that,
the oligarchy.
Norway nowadays, a lot of people are saying that the Scandinavian countries are the best country to live in. But um, like we in the recent years, Norway has more and more sold off things, stocks and whatever, to foreign lands,
Hmm.
to foreign countries.
So
More
you're thinking it's more
last
like a
10 years than ever before.
right. So you're thinking it's more like borrowed time kind of a thing.
Yeah, I think that Norway is probably gonna get to the US place, which you are right now, in about 10, 15 years.
Hmm.
Basically, because
I
we're
could see that.
doing our asshole political assholes, to say it gently, are making a huge mistake of selling off so many stuffs to foreign countries, which we shouldn't do.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's the general thing. A lot of countries are doing that. But yeah, what can I say? What can we do? Normal people. We can't do anything.
We can. It's not
No,
easy,
we
and
can't.
it requires good leadership, and that's the hardest thing is getting good leadership behind non-political movements. That's the hard part.
Yeah, but in Norway, we 4 years ago, we changed the political things from Uh, the reds that we call them, two blues.
Okay.
Uh, doesn't make sense to you, but it makes
No,
sense
it
to
makes
my
sense to
head.
me. We
I can't
the
explain it anything else,
our
but yeah,
our
we
Democratic and
changed.
Republican parties switched about 80 years ago.
Yeah,
So
sort of. It's still democratic, but in that sense that it was changed from the worker point of view, from and from the worker point of view to the more elderly point of
like
view.
a
I don't know what
capitalist
to
kind
call
of
it.
thing, maybe.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, yeah. And it hasn't been any better.
Right, right.
Like, in the beginning it was very good, but then it's like right now they sold off our country. Like half of our country is gone. It's gone. It's yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
So it's kind of that question of
Oh
like, what
yeah,
happens when you run out of things to sell, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
You're broke.
You never
Yeah,
know.
diff regular. I'm from Norway.
I'm a big proponent of intellectual capital. People always argue like trying to go backwards in cultural progression, but most of it is one directional. Like you go from farming to agriculture, you go from agriculture to market, you go from market to industrial revolution, you go from industrial revolution to service economy, and then you go from service economy into intellectual property. So I think people always want to go back because something worked before, but you need
Exactly.
to go to
Oh,
the
that's so
next level. You
stupid.
you can't go
That
back,
is
right?
so stupid. Yeah,
People
yeah, I
always
know.
use
I know
China
what you
as an
mean.
example of being, why we need to invest in industry. It's like, no, they're having their industrial revolution now. America had their industrial revolution in the 20s. Like we're 80 years ahead, 100 years ahead of China's social economic status. Like we can't go
Yeah, and the
backwards. We have to go to the
technology is
next
ahead. The
step.
U.S. technology.
Right.
Funny how it works.
So yes, they're successful now, but that's because they're having an industrial revolution. If we had an intellectual capital revolution, we'd be doing just as well. So,
Yeah, that's true. Wow, political. Holy
woo,
shit.
we did it
Much
without killing
political.
each other. It can be
Yeah.
done, ladies and gentlemen. It can be done. So it's already been brought up in chat, and I already had questions prepared for it. Camping. You did
Yeah.
a camping stream not too long ago.
Oh yeah, I did.
What is your approach to like the perfect bonfire?
Oh, bonfire is easy to make if you know how to make it.
Right. So
But I've never
I think a
made a
lot of people
bonfire, so
have
I
like
wouldn't
their
know.
their method, like the way they do it, and no one ever does it the right way compared to how you do it. So I was wondering like what your method is for the campfire.
Well, actually, a bonfire I've never made, but a campfire,
Yeah.
it's easy.
And
Campfire is pretty easy. How can I explain this with words? It's pretty difficult actually because you have your base with sticks from every angle
yes,
upward,
tenting.
right?
It's got to be a
Then you have a
tent. You got
base
to
on the middle,
yes.
inside with small sticks or whatever.
Paper, leaves,
This,
pine needles.
yeah, paper, whatever you have to make easily fireable. And if it doesn't take fire right away, you can always blow on it. You know, just just to make it fiery a little bit, and it worked. Trust me, it worked.
Okay,
My
log placement.
cousin,
I agree with you right now.
log
You got to have
placement
you
is
got to have your
very
tinder, and you
important.
got to have like the TP of sticks on top to get the hot coals. Now we get to the log placement. What's your
The log
yeah?
placement happens after you actually had a fire.
Yes, you got the
You
hot
don't
coals.
place logs
How do
on
you
the
place them?
beginning
What's
of
the
a fire.
configuration?
Configuration of the logs.
Yeah,
Well,
like how do you shape it?
if you already have a fire, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Wow,
Yeah, it
wow,
doesn't.
man. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm a proponent of the single log on the back of the coals, and then you got to like lean the other
You can
logs
have like,
on that log.
well, if you take 10 logs on a beginning fire, you're gonna kill it,
Right, right,
obviously. If you have two logs, it's fine.
right.
But the placement doesn't matter. As long as you touch the fire, it's gonna ignite.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I just like having more
You know
air in
why?
there because I like really hot coals.
You know why?
What?
Because you have the wind. Even though it's not
Right.
wind, it's
Right.
wind. It's always wind. So the wind is gonna.
Right. That's why I like having the one log next to the coals and then laying the logs kind of on that angle, just so there's more airflow over the top of the coals. But
The airflow is very important, especially in the beginning.
yes,
But
yes,
after the beginning, it's not that important, but it's still important.
fair enough.
But yeah, my campfire, I took a test out with my new purchased tent, sleeping bag,
Hmm.
um, mattress, if you can call it a mattress. And I took a test run because I wanted to know what I actually, could live without and could live with.
Hmm.
And I figured a lot of stuff out. I haven't been camping since I was in the army like 10 years ago. So,
Okay.
I had to get reacquainted of the stuff I needed to know
Is
to
army
have.
compulsory in
So,
your country or just encouraged?
what?
Is the army compulsory in your country or just something that's like encouraged?
Oh, no, you have to
You
do
have
it.
to.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you didn't really get to know how to build a fire though in the army because you always had like a
Yeah. There's like
oh, I
a
have no
kit,
idea what it's called in English.
just like a
It's like
fire
with
kit,
gas.
just like
So
yeah, just like you had a thing.
yeah,
You had a thing that
we
did
had
it
a
for you.
thing, a thing that if you put a lighter to it, it was flames.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, it was fun. Flamethrower? No, that would be fun though. But yeah, camping is a lot of fun. I wish I could do it more often, but I live so far up north. It's so the weather is so unpredictable.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Also, probably
Um,
depends. Are you no? So for the Norway, are you all on like one side of mountains, or do you have like mountains in the middle and you go on both sides?
depends where in Norway you are.
Okay. So like
It's that many mountains.
right. So that's
Like
probably
where I live, I have mountains this way where I'm sitting right now,
okay.
but that way, no mountains,
Right. So
only ocean.
that's probably the other
Wow.
issue there is there's so many different valleys and fjords, as you might say. Um,
I love when American says fjords. It it's so it's so delicious.
but
It
yeah.
is because it's called fjords in both English and
Well,
Norwegian.
there's a
It's
lot of English that just calls them fords, but it's fjord. It's fjord.
yeah, it's fjords.
There's a J in there. You need to pronounce it.
Yeah, it's a J in there. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But yeah, that probably
Fjord.
contributes a lot to just the unpredictability. Is just what mountain chain you're in and what side of it you're on.
Exactly. But about camping, have you camped often lately?
Not often, but I have. Yeah.
Okay, tell. Tell
So
about your latest one.
I did camp a couple times in Colorado, but how that is set up, you have a mesa, which is I think Spanish for table because it's just flat, even though you're at like a mile up in elevation or 1.5 kilometers
Okay,
up
yeah.
in my elevation, and then you have a slope, we call it Eastern Slope, and then you have the actual mountains behind that, and it's just I don't know if you're more just mountain valley, but for the Rockies, it's just mountains. It's just mountains constantly. There's no real valleys. It's just mountain after mountain after mountain.
Yeah, because in Norway, even though you have mountains, you actually have green plains.
Right.
Some place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't have that. It's just they're all smushed together, like real bunched in. So you can either camp in the mountains, which is kind of like with you have no idea what the weather's gonna be, and you're on your own. Or you can just be on that first slope where it's a bit more predictable with how the weather's going to be. So I've done the slope a couple times. Never did it in the mountains because I don't need to risk my life.
So, how do you build a fire, and how long do you like to be like in the fire moment?
You don't build a fire. when you're camping out there. That's wildfire territory. You don't build a
Oh,
fire.
okay.
I mean, you
Hmm.
could, dig the pit and, do it all right and get there, but out of respect for the
Okay.
land, I never used a fire. I just brought all raw ingredients that I could eat raw and did it that way.
Okay.
So, yeah, starting a fire there is just, even if you know what you're doing, it's still not a good idea.
All right. Because that's what I did in my neck of the woods. I started a fire where I shouldn't be doing starting a fire, but I still did it because my father has teach me a lot about fire safety because he's a fireman. So
Hmm.
fine. And it was very wet in the ground,
Right, yeah,
so
we don't
that's
have
all
that.
good.
It's always dry. Even in we had a
Exactly. That's the problem.
wildfire in January, which is like the middle of winter when there's snow everywhere, and we still had wildfires. So
Oh,
like there's no
yeah.
wet season in that area. It's always
You know,
dry.
okay, okay, I get that. Okay, so mixture of streams right now because I got like three different questions in different categories.
Sure. Go for it.
I was actually going to take one of those questions into the how old are you question, but or how old do you feel?
We
But
meander.
now we're like talking a lot, so yeah, it's fine. So, how long did it take for you to make your mustache
Couple
the way
months.
you
It
like
was
it?
only a couple months. I've been, honing it, and
Wow, you're lucky.
yeah,
Shit.
I get everything grows fast. My hair grows like 6 inches a year. Like it is crazy fast. And
Whoa.
um, my facial hair is not too far behind that, and my nails grow really fast. Like I was reading up on some random biology facts, and they were saying like the average human nail only grows like a millimeter. No, I think it's half a millimeter a day, so it's like, you know, not even a full centimeter a week and close to a centimeter in a month. But like my nails, I could be a centimeter like in 2 weeks. Like these things
Yeah, we
grow
can talk about your
crazy.
nails. That's fine. But I was talking about your mustache right now.
But I'm just
Your
saying, just
mustache.
everything grows fast on my body for whatever
Yeah,
reason.
but
So it was
uh,
only a couple months to get it to.
yeah, but did it take any time to actually,
There was an awkward point. So when I first grew it out, I grew everything out. So I had all this hair, and everything was all just grown out. But
yeah?
it did get to a point where I tried to bite into a sandwich, and I thought that like there was a wrapper on the sandwich or something. And then I looked, and there was no wrapper on the sandwich. And then I realized what had happened was my mustache had curled into my mouth and was blocking my teeth from biting through the sandwich.
I'm still listening.
So that's when I knew I needed to start styling it. So I just started pulling it to the sides, and then I noticed because the hair on the outside of the lips, close to my cheek,
All right.
was kind of like making it a weird shape because it was kind of like splayed to get it to go to the side. So I just started shaving from the outside in, and I kind of
Okay.
ended up on the ideal uh,
All right. So,
stuff.
did
So
you did you actually expect your mustache to be that way
yes,
it is right now?
yes, this is what I was going for. I thought it
Okay.
would be wider at the base, but apparently not.
How old were you when you actually was, when
The
you
initial grow out
said to yourself,
phase
I want my
was
mustache to be exactly like that?
the initial grow out phase was just before two of my very good friends got married, which would have been I want to say 12 to 14 years ago. It's a long time ago. I'm gonna say 12 years ago. So right after,
Okay,
not
how
too
old are
long
you
after my
right
21st
now to
birthday.
get personal as fuck?
Hmm.
To get personal,
Yeah,
how old are you right now in
33.
years? 33. Wow, you're older than me. Shit.
I'm older gentleman.
Yeah, 2 years. 2 years, bro.
But yeah.
Okay, okay. Interesting. I never knew that about your mustache. I love calling it a mustache. That's what
It's
I actually put down on my question as well. I wrote
how many O's? How
mustache.
many O's?
Three. Three
Nice.
O's in
Nice.
mustache.
Cool. Well, I have a. It's not really a fully related question, but figure we could get it at this point. If you're comfortable
Yeah.
sharing, what is kind of the direction of your personal life? Like, do you see yourself trying to go down any particular path or anything like that, or you're just along for the ride?
That is an interesting question, at the same time, difficult question to answer because right now I'm in a hole,
Hmm.
kind of, where so my stream knows that I have been on sick leave for a long time because of my neck problems, and right now I'm working at a terminal where it's very physical, you
Hmm.
know. It takes a lot of the yeah, whatever. But I've been on sick leave for like 10 months,
Hmm.
9 months. Oh yeah, it's been that long, off, on and off. And I actually want to go south in Norway to a little bit warmer, but it's still winter, snow and shit.
Right.
But more opportunity to actually travel more easily than
Hmm.
I can do right now.
That was
So
actually another question I had. Is you could maybe tie this in? Is what's your favorite country to visit, or you would like to visit?
that's a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, if my plan goes my way, I want to go down to Oslo, which is the main capital of Norway. I've lived there before, like 9 years ago.
Okay.
No, actually 10 years ago. I lived in Oslo, and I moved back because of school and shit. It didn't work out, and it didn't work out because my girlfriend broke up with me, and I was like in a down place. So I figured get north, with my parents, get a school education.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't get the school education.
Mm.
Started working at a terminal. Enjoyed the work, but my body says no. Right now, I'm like in that position that I just want to go somewhere else to get a more relaxing job.
Right. 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 Just looking for more options.
And yeah, exactly, more options. And travel wise, oh, holy shit. There's so many countries I want to visit. I've already visited the Netherlands, England. Like I'm a Manchester United fan, football wise. So I've been to Manchester, England a couple of times. I've been to London, Amsterdam. I've been to Germany one time, no, two times actually.
Yeah. Okay.
And I just wanna. I've been to Dublin too, Ireland. Yeah,
Nice.
and I want to like visit every European country, every country there is actually.
Would you want to do
That's what
that
I want to do.
more like a one-shot
But
road
my
trip, or just like one country at a time?
actually, I want to win the lottery, like 7 million, and just travel for 1 year.
Just one big road
That's what
trip.
I want to do.
One big road trip.
Yeah,
That would be
exactly.
fun. That would be
But my
fun.
favorite country to visit right now that I have in my mind, Brazil is very high up,
Hmm.
actually, but it's not number one. Oof, what is number one then? Shit, there's so many good
There are a
countries.
lot of countries. There's a lot of them.
Holy crap. I
I mean,
can't
you gave
decide.
a good list already. I don't think we have to narrow it down to top number one. I think that's a good swash right there. So
Well, I really want to visit Universal in USA because I love movies. So yeah, I'm a big movie and TV show fan. So yeah, Universal in the US, definitely.
nice. Uh,
Top seven countries, Plantain says. Wow, no, I don't even want to get to that.
any questions
I just
related
want
on your
to
end in this avenue of discussion?
discussions. I love discussions. Oh, you know me, guy. I'm a big sports fan. I love
Oh.
sports, not only football.
Mhm.
But my question to you, do you like sports? In that case, what kind of sport do you actually like? Watching, playing, whatever.
Yeah, I like sports that the understanding comes from the execution of the game rather than the game itself. So, like American football,
No, no,
aka
no, no, no. That's not what I meant, bro.
what?
Come on, don't overthink the sport itself. I'm thinking about, do you actually have a sport you like that you can watch on the telly and not, think, "Ugh, ugh," right?
Right, right. So,
Do you
in
have a favorite team or?
don't have any favorite teams, but I like sports that are simple in their construction and the complexity comes from the actual playing of the game. So, Aussie rules football, the Australian rugby is really good. I like badminton. Badminton's very fun, and even curling. I get pretty into curling from time to
Curling?
time. Yes,
Really?
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Because all of those games are very simple in their construction, but the way you can play the game is where all of the finesse comes in. So,
I'm gonna show you something awesome right now,
uh
okay?
oh,
On your Discord.
I'm ready.
Because I feel like since we're talking about curling,
I'm ready.
it's so random. I just have to download this picture right now and just send it to you on the DMs, of course. And I have to show you this because uh, this is amazing. If you want to show it on stream, fine. It's up to you.
I think I could get it up.
But yeah, um, that picture right there,
See if I can.
it's the Norwegian team of curling,
There we go.
and they they got amazing feedback for those pants
They are good
because
pants. They are good pants.
they were like no one else had ever had pants like that in the curling environment. So they were the first team to do that, and they got so much recognition for it. I think it was the year they actually won the curling world championship
Ooh.
or curling Olympic Games. I'm not completely sure. One
Yeah.
of those. So yeah, those pants. Oh, so amazing. But yeah, curling. I like that myself. I've never played it, but yeah.
Yeah, it's the strategies that really appeal to me. So like the American football, aka American rugby, there's so many rules, so many constraints, so many arbitrary things. It's just like ugh, just let them play the game. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
the simpler the game, the better. But as long as it has that layer of interest with you know
I remember when you and
strategies.
Yusuf had that sports thing going on. When you had him on your season one, Losing Our Marbles, you were talking about sports, and you said that football, which I like, every European like football, and you said it was a perfect game.
Mm-hmm. Near perfect. Near perfect.
No, it was classified as perfect in the
Perfect game
stream.
theory, but the little footnote was near perfect. There's the only issue we had with it was that you have one team start off with the ball for both halves. And if it was like a drop ball or some other equally random initiation to the game, then it would be theoretically perfect. That was the only thing that wasn't perfect about it. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah. You know.
And it's not to say it's the most interesting game. It's not to say it's the best game, but from the perspective of how to construct a game, from like a model perspective, it's the
Well,
closest to
yeah.
perfect, which is
In
probably
that,
why
in
it
that
is so
sense,
popular.
yeah. In that sense, you have to say that none of the games, none of the lives are perfect.
Right.
So yeah, because what is perfect?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Good stuff. Anything else you'd like to talk about?
I got one question left. If you don't have anything else,
I got a couple throw-ins there, but you can go for it. Second half and all.
I actually got a question about your PC upgrade right now.
Ah,
Is it like a whole new world?
it is. It is.
What can you do that you didn't? that you weren't able to do before?
The biggest thing is stream rendering. So, like this thing right here. No, I could not render that in real time. Not possible. Not possible before. So that stuff like that. And that's what I'm talking about. Is like with production value is kind of the new focus for my stream. Is like I've got the schedule out, I've got the content out. Now I need to start getting the production value up there. So that's the biggest thing. Is it's letting me focus on more production value aspect of things, getting things to be a little more fine tuned, a little more presentable, less raw, as it were. So
Yeah, of course.
that's
Yeah,
really
I
nice.
know
And
what you mean.
it is nice because when I first built this computer, like way back when the first time I had that case with the hardware in it, it was that experience of like I don't have to wait when I click on something. Like the window opens before I'm done double clicking, kind of a thing. And like I was like refreshed with that after the upgrade. It was like, oh right,
Oh,
these things can load instantly. I don't have to wait half a second for like
that's
everything
like
to
taking
load
me
up.
back to Windows 95 or something.
Right, right. So it was good to be reminded like, oh yeah, we were kind of slowing down. We did need to upgrade. This was the right decision. So it's been validating, absolutely. Just seeing the
Oh,
difference
hell
in
yeah.
performance and being able to add a little more production value to the stream. So
I I get what you mean. I get what you mean. That's what I'm experiencing right now with my new CPU as well. Even though my GPU doesn't, take the same thing as my CPU,
right,
but still, I see a whole different world with my new CPU
right.
than I had because I had an i5 6600K and
Okay, fifth gen, yeah.
it couldn't it can't compare with my new CPU at
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
It's impossible. So yeah.
Because there's always like those little lies you tell yourself. Like you've got three streams open and they're lagging a little bit. It's like, oh, maybe it's just my internet can't handle three streams. Blah, blah, blah. And then and then you upgrade. You're like, oh no, it was the computer. There's no internet
Yeah, it
problem.
was. It was the computer.
It was not the internet. It was
Oh,
definitely my
it's
computer.
so annoying coming to that realization. Because
Yeah. 'Cause it's just every time something happens, you just like tell yourself like, nah, it's okay. It's just something else. And then once it happens,
it
once
wasn't my tilting, it was my computer,
yeah,
okay?
clearly, clearly. So
Oh,
it's
holy
nice
crap.
having
How
those
many
refreshers.
times don't you say that to yourself?
It's the only way you can get through. You can't like because if you're constantly thinking about it, worrying about it, it's just gonna ruin everything. So you have to tell
Yeah,
yourself.
exactly. But that's been with me the couple of streams I had right now with me streaming Red Dead Redemption 2 because it's a high power game, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And I didn't change the graphic settings that much, but I had to tweak them a little bit from
right,
my update.
right.
But the GPU can't handle it, but my CPU can handle it perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to find
Yep,
the perfect setting, and it's kind of difficult sometimes.
yep. It's
It really is.
that's why after I actually got the setup, I didn't stream right away. I took 2 days to kind of do like practice streams and fool around with some stuff offline just to see like, all right, where's our new comfort zone? Where's the right way to
Yeah.
get everything going? And I'm still working stuff out. I actually had like a video loop that played for a transition that I was going to use for the tournament on Monday, and it was crashing OBS. So can't
Oh,
do that. So I've found a
no,
different way
of
to
course.
do it. But
Oh, you have to tweak. You have
yeah,
to
so
tweak a little bit. Oh,
working
I
on it.
wish I could actually attend that tournament. I was thinking,
There'll be
no,
more.
not
There'll be more.
hell no. Yeah, I know there will be more, but I'm busy.
Aren't we all? Anything else you want to go
Oh,
over? Because we're getting close to time. Not at time, but
yeah, we're close to your time, but my time, I could sit like this and talk 2 more hours.
well, yeah, we
Actually,
certainly have
I could
the
just
chat. We have
come
chat
with
Q and
new
A we can
questions in
do
my
after the
head.
main show. So
What?
we have chat Q and A to do after the show. So we don't have the main show. So we're not going to end everything right away, but we'll probably do a
Oh,
formal
okay.
ending to the
Nice.
YouTube video.
7 hour podcast. Yeah, Plantain.
Let's
Yes,
do it.
yes.
Let's do it. Keep the questions coming. We'll keep it coming.
Hell yeah.
I got one
I'm
throwaway
down.
question here. Might as well throw it in at this point.
Yep.
What's your favorite sticker right now? of your stickers?
Whoa! Holy shit. Okay, I gotta hang
Let's
on.
get the
Hang on.
run. Let's go through all of them, and then your
Yeah,
favorite one.
let's do that. Because I got a lot of them. I think this is everyone. Yeah. Holy shit. There's so
That's a
many
pile.
though.
That is
Oh,
that is a pile.
it's a pile. It is. It's been a long while since I've actually had a sticker giveaway. Maybe I should have. This one is one of those favorites
Ooh,
actually
that
because
is
it's
nice.
pretty cool.
That's very nice.
It is pretty cool.
That's the poison mushroom. Yeah.
And yeah, the poison mushroom. I didn't have that long for my emote though, but it's still around. But yeah,
It's a good
one of
one.
my favorites. But you know me. I'm gonna show you my absolute favorite right now. Is this a surprise?
Oh, don't you have that as a button as well? I didn't notice
You
you had
could.
kenONEup in the foam. That's a nice touch.
Ooh,
I like that.
yeah. It's this is very small, but the green screen you have on right now,
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
remove the colors a little bit
Fancy.
because the orange thing you see right now is
Yeah.
actually green.
I could probably turn that off. We can just give it a little.
Kind of difficult to see.
There you go. Now
Oh yeah, there
now
you
it
go.
works.
Yeah, there it is. There's the true color. This is one of my favorites because it's the original kenONE Cheers. So, yeah. But I have many. It's crazy how many I have left. But you all know. Whoa, where's my original one? The one do. Yeah,
The
there it
OG
is.
sticker.
You remember this one? You remember this one?
Oh, I do remember that one. That used to be that was your Twitch
Uh,
profile pic too, right?
yeah, that was my first logo actually.
It's a good one.
But after a while, I figured it was too much alike the original one. That's why, I wanted to change it. But yeah, I got. Oh shit! I actually have a lot of them
Oh,
left.
you might have to do another giveaway soon.
Yeah, I think so because I have more than I thought I would have. Holy crap! Too many. My absolute favorite one of these, it has to be this one because it's actually the first. The first ever emote I actually got made was this one. And it's not really original.
It gets the job done.
Yeah, it does.
It is what it is.
It's so lovely.
It is
I love
nice.
this one.
Yeah, I really like that poison mushroom though. That might be my favorite. That's
You
a nice
know,
one.
I don't disagree because it's so awesome. But yeah, maybe I should have more giveaways because wow. And not to think, okay, you see these?
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
lightsabers.
this is my 1 year badge. It's
Yeah.
the Star Wars sabers like crossed like this, and I think it's about 100. Yeah, something like that. Too many.
You got to save those
Way
for
too
when you
many.
go to like a Twitch con or something. You can just start handing them out.
Yeah, when TwitchCons gets
Yeah, when we're back in that world again.
I wanted to go to the Amsterdam TwitchCon that happened this year, but I was so glad that I didn't order that one. I was about to do that, but yeah, I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah.
Because they had problems with getting back their money
Ooh, that's right.
after they ordered that one. Yeah.
For sure. All right. I mean, I'm good for the main event. You good? You good?
Main event? What
I
do you
think
mean?
we're good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for the YouTube portion of this stream for Losing Our Marbles, a talk for two, season 2, episode 3 with kenONEup. Ken, it's been lovely having you. Thank you. We got through a good range of stuff. I had a lovely time.
I can talk 2 more hours.
Oh,
No-
we will.
no
We
worries.
will. We will. But you can't catch it on YouTube. You'll have to be here live every Saturday for the Q&A with chat after the show. Ken, do you have anything you'd like to promote? Not that you could or couldn't talk about it in detail, maybe? October is a thing happening soon?
Yeah. Actually, I got a weird thing going on. I can talk. I can say one thing about it. I got promotion about a weird school event.
Oh.
in October happening. Yeah,
Details
a weird school event.
details eventually coming. So keep your ears open for October for the Ken One Up. Things is happening.
Hell yeah. Thank you for having me, Shan.
Absolutely.
Much love.
Thank you
Much
all for
love.
watching, and we hope to see you next week for the next episode.